Hey everybody, Robert here, back in the Tesla Model 3, and man, it feels like forever since I've been in the car actually able to show off some software here. And there have been a lot of software updates since I've last been in the car and talking with you guys. Remember the alleged dash cam viewer that I teased in a video up here? It is real now, it's in the software, and it is amazing. Plus, there's a lot of other little things that have come in software updates since I've covered them in videos. Enough has changed that I want to showcase them to you guys and start a discussion on what's new and show off what Tesla has added. So enough blabbering, let's get into it. So obviously one of the biggest updates to come in a recent software update is the in-car Tesla Dashcam viewer. The only way you could previously view Sentry mode events and Dashcam clips was to physically remove the drive and disconnect it from the car. Now we can actually view them in the software right on the screen itself. So to do this, we want to launch the Tesla Dashcam viewer. And how you do that is you come up here to this new, right by the new Sentry mode icon, by the way, is the Dashcam button. You hit that, and instead of saving the clip, you have an option. You can either save the footage or you can launch the viewer. So let's tap launch viewer. And then we're brought into basically the perfect interface that lets us do exactly what we want to do, no more, no less. And I'll get back to that point in a second here. So it's a very simple player here. So we have controls to start and stop the clip we're looking at. We can scrub through and see different parts of the clip as well. And then we have all our angles to choose from here. So we have front, we have rear, we have left, and we have right. So it's really nice and honestly very intuitive and easy to, let's start playing this clip here, basically bounce between the cameras like a security system. I want to look at that angle, I want to look at the right angle, I want to look at this, and while this is going, you can see this clip playing, you can see we have all of the different angles playing here concurrently, and that is very easy. I also have the option down here, if I want to delete this clip, I can hit that as well, and I can trash it or just keep it on the drive and it'll get overridden eventually. I can see here also what this is. It's a dash cam event. It was on Tuesday and it was on at 6:35 p.m. And that's basically that. We get a little bit more options in here as well. If we hit this button here, which basically brings us to a list view that lets us do a couple of things. So we can see all the different events that the car has captured. We can see the date and the time in a little preview, which is super nice. And then we also can filter. So if we just want to see Sentry mode events, like someone was around your car at a certain time, you came back and you see, oh, 3 Sentry mode events, what could that be? I could go ahead and filter through those. If I just want to see dash cam clips, kind of the same thing. I can just see dash cam clips, but let's say I wanted to go to all of them and I just want to pick a random event. Oh, let's go with, I don't know, March 7th here, this one here at 5 o'clock. I have the option to see this. And then, like I said, it's very simple. It seems to be very responsive. It seems to see pretty good quality. I mean, the quality is nothing different than what you'd get if you were to rip this off on a computer. Even being able to go through and scrub through the clip is also very responsive. I'm not sure if it matters on the type of media. So I have a Samsung T5 SSD. So SSD is going to be a little bit faster than, let's say, like a micro SD card and an adapter, or a USB flash drive that's USB 2.0. So I'm not sure if your mileage will vary on the type of media, but at least with this, it seems to be very responsive. Let's just go back. I'll try to find a more of an interesting clip here. Here's, let's go back here. I don't know. Let's go beyond the road. So again, we can jump through these. These are super, super helpful. And yeah, now you no longer have to pull these clips off of the car. You're able to go and scrub through and see exactly what happened. See, I have a 10-minute clip here for whatever reason. And I could scrub through and find exactly what happened and see all of the different angles. And yeah, well, if you're done and you're done viewing whatever you want to view, you can go ahead and exit out of that. So that's essentially it. You're now dropped back in kind of the main interface and you have that option available. It's nice to have, especially after having to always disconnect the drive just to see, you know, what happened, or if you're just in an event where you just want to double check and make sure, okay, I see a couple of Sentry mode events, you know, I just want to make sure nothing happened. I can jump up here real quick. I can launch the viewer and I can basically have that peace of mind, much easier than having to disconnect the drive and deal with all of that. So that is the Tesla Dashcam viewer built into the car. 2 thumbs up from me. 1 thumbs up, I guess, on the camera here. It's working very well, and it's a super nice addition to see. Another new addition, which has long been requested by many of us, is out of order supercharging stall status updates, basically. So in the map, if you're basically looking around for a supercharger and you tap on one that's near you, it used to always show you, the number of stalls available and how many were occupied and how many were free. But now it'll actually show you which stalls are out of order and which ones are available. So before it said maybe, 5 of 10 were free, but you'd roll up to a location and only one was free because the other 3 or 4 were just out of order. We're not exactly sure how this update works in terms of how it's going to know what's online and what's not. I don't think there's any kind of user reporting, though that would be really cool to see. So we don't exactly know how fast and how up to date this information is, but it is super nice to see it added into the map software built into the car. And Tesla, if you're listening, something else that people have long been asking for is some kind of line system, some kind of queue system, some way to basically roll up to a supercharger and say, hey, I am in line, this is my place, I'm first or second in line, without having to rely on the kindness and goodness of others. Because usually civility in people is very commendable and it usually works out, but there are sometimes you're waiting for a supercharging stall and someone just cuts in at the last second and just isn't great. So that's something that's not in the software yet, but could be in the future. Something else that's new is third-party charging station support. This is super awesome. Unfortunately, it looks like it's only limited to the Bay Area right now, but Tesla says it should be rolling out soon. Essentially, built into the Tesla navigation is the ability to see, obviously, where superchargers are. So you're able to kind of plan your route alongside where supercharging stations are, where you can stop and charge and all of that. But if you wanted to access EVgo or ChargePoint, Volta, any other third-party charging stations, you had to rely on basically your phone and third-party charging apps. There's a couple I will recommend and link to down below. And I've also got a couple of videos talking about charging, range, and some third-party charging tips and how to charge for free. I'll link to that video or those videos up there. But essentially, you were never able to see them on the screen. And now looks like that is coming to Tesla software in more updates. Like I said, it's just to the Bay Area right now, but essentially how this will work is you'll be able to see third-party charging stations as an option alongside Tesla supercharging stations. Obviously, it makes sense why Tesla wants to prioritize these. They're faster, Tesla owns them, Tesla regulates them, Tesla makes money from them, so that makes sense, but it is super nice to kind of open this up to third-party charging stations. Again, we don't know the information about this, how new stations will get added, what the status of these will be, how much info we will actually have, but it is coming and will continue to be rolled out in software updates coming in the future. So again, another super cool thing to see that hopefully will grow and become better over time. Another little feature or bug fix that has come in a software update recently might not be a big deal, but it's one of those little things that I'm glad Tesla finally patched. It is when your car connects to your phone over Bluetooth. So let's say you're playing a podcast on your phone and you walk up to the car. Typically, as soon as you open the door, the car will connect to it and it'll start playing your podcast, your music, whatever you have going on your phone, and it just starts blaring it loudly out of the speakers and for basically all the world to hear, which usually isn't a big deal, but it is kind of annoying and something you typically don't want to happen. Now the car is smart enough to know that it will not pair your phone from your speakers to the Bluetooth system of the car until you actually sit down and close the door. So you can be listening to a podcast, you can continue playing on your phone, open the door, get in, sit down, get all adjusted, close the door, and then it will switch over to the Tesla audio system. Not a huge deal, not a big crazy feature, but a small little annoyance and a bug that I'm glad to see Tesla has finally addressed and fixed. Something I'm sure many owners are very happy to see updated as well. And we're also continuing to see more and more updates for full self-driving, the progression of that, and true stop sign, stop light detection, and also the car stopping. So this has been rumored for a while, but apparently in new software updates, we're seeing the car actually respond and stop to stop lights and stop signs and all that stuff. That's been coming in that's been coming in current software updates and continues to get added with new software updates coming in the future. Again, nothing I can really show off right now, but it is coming in the software and is progressively getting better. And that's it. That's kind of everything new that we've seen in the past couple of software updates that have come to the car. Some big ones, ones like Tesla Dashcam viewer in the car, some smaller ones like that Bluetooth audio bug. It's just nice to see that Tesla is on top of these updates. They're bringing features to these updates that everybody can take part of and enjoy. And just nice to see that Tesla is listening to the community. They are responding. People have been clamoring for out of order supercharging status and a built-in dash cam viewer so they can view those clips. That's a huge deal, and it's super nice to see Tesla not only updating the car and updating it in a timely manner, but these software updates are free, which is a really amazing thing and a big selling point for people on why they buy Teslas, support Teslas, and recommend Teslas, which I am included in that list as well because I think it's a really great feature of the car. Anyways, that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much again, as always, for watching these videos. I sincerely appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, hit that button below and thumbs up this video because it certainly will help this channel out, and I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you guys again. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you in the next one.